Solo leveling is a must watch.
I love you. You ever heard those words before?
Never.
Well, you have now.
Thank
You know what else I love? Solo leveling.
Yes, I love it
I think
too.
it is a must-watch show. It's a little something called anime. Might have heard of it before.
Yes, I think I like it.
Solo
I think I
leveling
enjoy
has
it.
really blown up with the success of season 2. It has exploded in popularity. It's broken a bunch of records, and not to put the pinky out and the fedora on, but I liked it a lot during season 1 too, and I was preaching the good word even back then. I know.
Yes, I'm a poser. I started watching it on season 2 already. In season 2.
It's a little hipster thing to say, but yeah, I was sucking its dick before it was cool. Though I haven't read the
I was the
manhwa
first
that it's based
blowjob.
on, so I'm not like a primordial meat swallower of solo leveling, but I was an early adopter. But now everyone's throating it in a big way because the show is extraordinary. It is a really, really good show. It's a very
And
straightforward
the animation is
show
so
with a
fucking
simple
great.
premise we've seen hundreds of times before. It's not trying to reinvent spaghetti and meatballs here. It's perfectly content doing it very well. So it's basically a world where humans have awakened magical power, and these gates are starting to appear, which
Yeah, this is really like real
act
life.
like dungeons in video games, if any of you are gamers out there. And the humans that have these powers become hunters more often than not, and they are
And they have to fight ants at the same point. So I've never heard that
ranked
before.
from E to S. E being dog shit tier, absolutely useless,
Yes.
bottom of the barrel.
And this is a funny thing about the character. He's the weakest person in the fucking world. He's like everybody when he walks around, everybody's saying this guy's a loser. This is the rank E. He's so fucking shit. We hate him. And then everybody's sucking his balls.
S being the creme de la creme, the best the society has to offer. So these hunters will take these missions from their guilds, or sometimes not even with guild work, and go to the gates, defeat the boss to close the gate. The hunters protect the rest of humanity by closing these gates, so that way the magic beasts don't come in and fuck us all in the face. And that's kind of the whole idea of the world in a nutshell, and we follow the weakest hunter of them all, Sung Jin Woo. So Sung Jin Woo is an E-ranked hunter who is absolute trash. He can't fight shit, and he is useless to pretty much every party he's on.
I have to say this. I like him more as a loser.
He is a knuckle
I don't
sandwich
know.
magnet. The magic beasts treat him just like this fucking meat punching bag for them
Yeah,
to
this is
dominate.
me
And
playing every
he
Souls
is well
like.
known as the weakest hunter in this world. But even though he still gets walloped
What a title.
by anything with a pulse, he continues to go on these dangerous missions through these gates as an E-rank hunter, getting his
And he
clock
doesn't
clean
care.
time.
He's like, I'm the weakest of them all, and I'm still gonna go to the, I think, the hardest dungeons. And he gets his ass beaten down so many times. And this is
Time and
such
time again for the singular purpose
he's such a punch
of
bag.
trying to make money through being a hunter.
And this is a lesson for life. You need to be really bad at stuff, and you need to suck. Like, you need to be really bad, like I am. And then you start to get still bad, and one day you're gonna be godlike.
Hopefully at some point
I don't know.
save his mother from an incurable disease. When one of his missions goes awry and everyone in his party starts to be slaughtered from a gate that turned into something a little bit more, Sung Jin Woo is facing death directly. And he is lamenting how all of it is playing out. He is sacrificing himself to save others. And it just feels
What a beta.
so unfair. And right before he's about to perish, at the last second before his death, he was chosen by the system to be its player, which gives him an ability no other hunters that we know of have. The ability to level up. So he can level up his strength and everything like that, just like a video game.
Wait, nobody can level. Wow, nobody can level up. So that means that this guy's the only one that can level up. So everybody was chosen to have the strength they have already. So this guy was chosen by gods to be weak and then to be strong, but before that to be the weakest of them all. So if you're in that world, if you are weak, you were destined to be weak.
Now, Sung Jin Woo has unlimited potential through his ability to level up, and he also gets quests, he gets items, he gets summons, and we get to watch him go from the weakest hunter in the world to the strongest hunter
Yeah,
the
to have an
universe
army.
has to offer, at least that we've seen so far. As I said earlier, it's not a unique concept. This is a premise I've seen explored before in other shows as well, but solo leveling does it very well, and it's also beautifully animated. The big thing that
Man,
has
the
blown solo
animation
leveling
is
up
the best
is
thing.
its action. The animation for all of its action, and there is
I
a
think this is a
lot.
great example for animation for now on, because they're cooking so fucking good. And I don't think, when you try to compare, not trying to compare, but when you see all every shonen animation and the action scenes, and you compare that to the solo leveling level, and you see how fucking great that is. And season 2 is even better, and I have so many great examples of great animation, like Hunter x Hunter, the new one, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Great animations, great studios, and you're seeing what they're doing. They're raising the bar up. So I think you're gonna see so many great things in the
Of
future.
action is just
And I'm
to
so
a
happy for Solo Level. And people can say this, yeah, this is a mainstream anime. This is a simple shonen tired anime. And yes, that it is. And I like that. I have to admit to myself and to the world that I'm stupid and I like fighting scenes and I like seeing powers around, and that's it. I'm a simple man.
top-notch degree that
I
people
like
are
Solo Leveling. It's a
loving it.
great anime.
And it helps that it is well written. Like, it is a good story, and it isn't like always just right in your face. Everything's just like, put the square in the square hole. There are a lot of twists and moving parts to the narrative itself. But that's not, I would argue, that's not like the bread and butter of the show. The big thing that people love is Sung Jin Woo and his aura farming, as they call
Yes,
it.
the
But
Riz
just the way
God.
that he is able to fight and the way he's able to get stronger. And we get to watch him fight stronger and stronger enemies as he comes up with creative solutions to the combat. He gets so many
And I love
items.
when he gets another summon. When he starts doing the necromancer shit, I like it so much.
So many
It's so
abilities
fun
and
to
so
have
many
to see
summons at
him
his
have an
disposal
army.
that it makes every fight feel super fucking fresh and really cool. And the animation is breathtaking.
Yes.
This is,
One of
I
the
would say
best
this is up there with
around
like
here.
Jujutsu Kaisen level animation. Like their fights,
Chainsaw
I
Man
think,
level
are
animation?
so
I don't know.
so good. It also has
Yes.
an absolute slapper of a soundtrack.
I think it is Chainsaw Man level animation. But I have to say this: the next Chainsaw Man movie, it's gonna be I think the peak animation ever.
Track. So during some of the fights, you'll hear the OST kick in, and it just elevates it to such a hype level. Now, while I think Solo Leveling is a must-watch, I don't think it's a perfect show. I think there's quite a few valid complaints, especially when it comes to Season 1. So, Danny
I think the perfect show is Hantaro.
been watching Solo Leveling since all of this hype around it. He wanted to get in and see if it's as good as it is, as people lead him to believe it is. So he just started it recently and he's really liking it, but he had some like really valid complaints that I also said about season 1 in particular, where there's not really any characters outside of Sung Jin Woo.
And
like, yes,
yeah, and there are no titties around. No,
there's
that's
some other
not the
people that are
problem.
introduced, but they're never really fleshed out. They're kind of just there in the background, just kind of idly doing shit, while Sung Jin Woo is going through all of these gates and his own quests by himself. I mean, as the name would imply, solo leveling. But that kind of makes it so you never really get to care about anyone besides Jinwoo, because you just don't.
But I think that's the charm of this anime. This is the beauty of it, because I don't want to see the power of the friendship. I want to see a narcissistic perspective. This is the goat. Don't. It's not Dragon Ball when you try to pretend Piccolo is important, Krillin is important. No, Goku is important, and sometimes Vegeta, and that's it. And one day Gohan, but only one day, and that it's a Goku anime. So, but you gotta start believing that everybody's important. No, Yancha is useless, Krillin is useless, and you see that happening. So, Solo Leveling, it's honest. It tells me start from the beginning, not from the beginning, because in the beginning the guy's trash. But after when he gets strong, it tells you this is an anime about that guy. Everybody doesn't matter. Nobody matters. This is the guy, and yeah, this is it.
Don't really get to
I want to
know
see that. I
anyone
don't want to
besides him.
see a group.
Which for some people,
because I am
they're not gonna give a fuck,
antisocial.
but I do think it is a valid thing to say. You know, it felt a little underwhelming that you only have one character that you ever really care about, and that also every fight Jinwoo gets in usually wraps up in like 1 or maybe 1.5 episodes. Throughout all of Solo Leveling, we're watching him become just fucking busted strong. Like, he is overpowering everyone pretty easily most of the time. There are a lot of times, mainly in season 1, where it is like life and death. He gets very close and then squeaks it out. But for the most part, he is dog walking them. He is absolutely eating them.
This is the experience of playing Elden Ring as a mage and getting to 80 int.
Their lunch. He comes
intelligence.
Through, he's got, you know, hands by his side, cool, calm, collected, and he just fucks them. And it's very hype. It's very cool. But I do think it could be kind of lackluster for people where you build up to this really strong boss fight that ends in like 5 or 6 minutes because Jinwoo just slaps them around.
Yes.
It feels like, okay, he's like One Punch Man almost at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I could see why that could be.
Man, imagining season 3 or 4, I don't know how long this is gonna be, but imagining in the end how fucking strong this guy's gonna be.
Not as satisfying to watch for some people, but for me, and I guess tons of other people,
I love it.
Because the fights are still really beautiful. Jinwoo, I still think, is a really strong character, not just like in terms of his actual power, but like I actually think he is just a compelling character to watch and root for. But it is fair to say that if he's never challenged, it would get stale. Because you want to see him actually have to try and struggle against a really strong enemy where he finally overcomes it. You know, that's...
I think that's gonna happen. This always happens because they have to balance shit. So when a character gets too strong, they have to make a character, a villain that is as strong as he is. Like when Goku gets so fucking strong and we see Majin Buu killing the whole planet. So now you have somebody that's strong enough to fight Goku, and goes beyond that, and you see Goku fighting gods. He becomes so strong that now we have to put gods. Now we have to put interdimensional beings. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Journey.
You have to balance.
We do still get that, but I definitely recognize that in season 2. We're mainly just watching him go ballistic and never really getting into a situation where I felt like, oh, he might lose or he's going to have to really squeak some miracle out here to win this. It always felt like Jinwoo was firmly in control during all of it, even the strongest final fight. Now,
it's funny because the King of the Ants, when you see the King of the Ants and he's just destroying everybody, and you see that creature that's like a demon creature, and you can never beat that creature, and he gets so fucking destroyed by Jinwoo and so fast, and you're like, wait, was this the strongest creature?
Now in season 2 we do get to learn about a few more characters to actually give a fuck about, which I think is very nice. So in season 1 it's pretty much only Jinwoo that anyone is gonna care about, but season 2 we get a lot more characters coming into the fold because now he is an S rank and everyone knows now. Everyone in the world knows he's an S rank, so now we get to meet the other S ranks, and some of them get a little bit of depth added to them, which I think is good because...
But there's still a giant gap between his power and the other S rank powers. Because I think the red hair guy is strong, but comparing to Jinwoo, he's not that strong.
More characters that you give a fuck about other than Jinwoo. Even though I think Jinwoo is always going to be the biggest draw in Solo Leveling because he's the most interesting and most hype character the show has so far. But it is nice that now there are some other characters that we get to learn about in season 2 that I think people would like to see stick around and not get, you know...
I think about Baki sometimes when I think about overpowered characters, because in Baki, every character is a monster. Everybody's a fucking bizarre creature of the nature, monster of their nation, a freak. And when you see a character like Baki's father, he's so fucking bizarre and strong, and you see everybody's bizarre and strong. You see elderly people being bizarre and strong. So
You know,
yeah,
eviscerated.
it's a funny
Anyway, though,
world.
I'll stop yapping about it. I think Solo Leveling is a must-watch.
And I think that too. I think it's a very good anime, and I enjoyed every second of it. And I'm happy. Of, I'm happy because I think we're gonna have more seasons. I I don't know if it's gonna be one more season or two more seasons or three or 1,000 more seasons, but I'm gonna watch them all and I don't care.